So Rebel Moon, 2,000 years later, Korea was being developed over the years. A lot of people say it's like the second Israel. It's very similar in a lot of ways. They went through slavery by other huge empires and nations. They never invaded anyone else. So in many ways, they had the qualification of being the chosen nation. And it's a hotbed for really fervent followers of spiritual practices. And somehow, even without Christianity, they believed in a progenitor, a Hananim. So God in Korean, Hananim, one, Hana. So they already had this sense of this one creator. And from Korea, Rebbe Moon was born. And age 15 in Western counting, Easter Sunday on the mountaintop, when he was praying desperately for some answers, because he, like all of us, had such big questions and couldn't get good answers, contradictions. Why is there so much suffering in this world if you exist, God, loving God? And so Jesus appeared before him, told him that his mission was not fulfilled, and that if Rebbe Moon accepted it, that he can pick up where Jesus left off, basically. And so, what did Jesus leave unaccomplished? Well, he was supposed to have actually a wife, because God, another thing that Rebbe Moon teaches, God is not masculine. He's not just masculine, like the old man with the long beard. No, that is totally wrong. Because everything's an image of God, right? Male and female, He created them. He created us and everything in this universe, right? Even if you think about the way computers work, that's also modeled after how God works, right? Binary, ones and zeros, male and female, same idea, same concept, positive, negative. Statement, pistol, all that stuff. So God Himself is male and female equally, 50-50. And everything we see originated from that. So a Messiah is not just one man, but actually is a couple. And if you want to include the whole spherical, three-dimensional now, it's the whole family, parents and children. That's why we have reproductive organs, so we can keep on this tradition of loving God, passing that down, eternal joy, endless joy, and ascend to the next world. So Rebbe Moon had to marry, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't work on the first attempt, nor the second attempt, but finally on the third attempt, a true woman was recreated and went through all the trials and tribulations. Reverend Mrs. Moon, and let me just mention too, she bore 14 children, and not just number 14, but 7 sons, 7 daughters. 7 is considered the holiest number. And how cool is that, right? So they are the true parents. They are God incarnate in the flesh, as close as you'll get to seeing God in the flesh, embodied as people. Jesus was the perfected Son, but the perfected daughter did not arrive at that time. Holy Spirit kind of substituted for 2,000 years until finally Father and Mother, manifest in the flesh, appeared. So it's a difficult course, though. Not once, twice, but on the third marriage, finally, it worked out. 50 plus years later, they're still married and still showing us the way of true love, of bringing God into the marriage, that marriage and God are not separate things, but it's together, one and the same. And that's another problem Rebbe Moon tries to tackle, is this epidemic of divorce and all these perversions of the ideal. You have spouse swapping, you have incest, you have polygamy, you have all these things that aren't the ideal. And he's here to show that the ideal's here. We gotta be reconnected to God's lineage. God's lineage. That's the key to world peace. not just good works, not just helping each other out, but really we have to become a godlike people, sinless people, where God is the root of everything that we do. Even the way we make love, have babies, even at that point. That's something that Jesus didn't get a chance to show the people. He didn't get a chance. He was murdered before he had a chance to establish that true royal family. So, goes without saying, if you declare yourself as the Messiah, many people are going to be like, prove it, including the ancient serpent, Lucifer, Satan, the one who was the serpent in the Garden of Eden who tempted Eve. That was actually Satan, and still alive and well today. So he's been attacking Ramun and his family full force, years and years. Just a lot of unfair things that happened. Ramun lost not one, not two, not three, but 4 sons to tragic accidents that are really just unfair. But really, Ramun had to prove that he loves the world more than his own family. This is the attitude Jesus had. But Ramun was even going a step past that, right? Because he has biological children, so obviously you naturally feel love towards the biological children, but he had to love the world more and God more, and keep on fighting, keep on pursuing. So Ramun has constantly taught this. He's met with, he's tried to convert communist leaders. He's met with Gorbachev and Kim Il-sung. And with Gorbachev, he was instrumental in convincing him to bring about the perestroika, dissolve the Soviet Union. Ramun was key. He also met with Eisenhower, with Reagan, Nixon, and the Bushes. Hopefully now with Obama too. I feel bad because the world religious and political leaders aren't taking him seriously at all. But he has the most important thing to say out of anyone on this earth. Out of anyone on this earth, if you were to listen to any one person, this guy would be it. Trust me, bottom line, bar none, he's the guy, the go-to guy. He doesn't talk nonsense, he talks straight up truth. What needs to change, what needs to happen. So that's what I want to share. And here I hold his autobiography. It's really good. It's basically his memoirs. His Buddhist publishing company actually had a revelation, as they say, to interview Ramun. So this wasn't an idea from him, but actually people approached him and wanted to do this idea. And so he agreed, and a couple years ago sat down and told the story. I just want to share a couple quotes, but there's so many gems in this book. But here's a couple that are just great and really speak volumes about the kind of person Ramun is. The final motto is one family under God. There is only one God, and all human beings are brothers and sisters. Differences of language, race, and culture account for only 0.1%. As human beings, we are 99.9% the same. Here's another thing he says, just real brief. For years I have called for a world where all religions live together as one, all races live as one, and all nations exist as one. For thousands of years, history has seen the continuous increase of divisions. Each time a different religion was adopted or a new regime came into power, more boundaries were drawn and wars were fought. Now, however, we live in an age of globalism. For the sake of the future, we must become one. So he has a global perspective, a global vision to unite this world. But importantly, what he's saying is God is necessary in that equation to unite this world because God exists. That's a fact. You cannot deny it. If God didn't exist, then obviously you wouldn't need God for world peace, right? But the fact that God exists, you gotta bring him into the picture. You need the parents in the household in order to have peace in the household. You can't just have children in the household, right? That's when the fights start. Gangs are basically families without parents, you think, and all the other unideal situations. That's why you need parents and children. God is that parent. So that's what he's here to bring through cross-cultural marriages, through interfaith conferences, peace talks, founding peace organizations to bring different people together, projects to bring the world together. He's trying to create a Bering Strait peace bridge tunnel connecting Siberia to Alaska, and in turn you're connecting the entire world that way, because you can go from Cape Cod in South Africa by car to Santiago, Chile. Maybe not so practical realistically, but the implications are huge, that we can break down these barriers. We're feel comfortable enough, safe enough to connect ourselves via land and cross borders, like there are no borders, just like birds and animals, right? Why can't human beings be the same way? So that's what I want to share. I hope this was enlightening to you. I'd love to share more. If you want a copy of this autobiography, feel free to email me. You know what I'm saying? tensang@gmail.com. You probably already know it. Love to hear from you. But this is from the bottom of my heart, and it's something I've been dying to share with each and every one of you, but maybe just never had the courage to do it, or never the right opportunity or circumstance. So I figured this YouTube video would be next best thing. Alright, well, thank you so much for listening. God bless. Peace out.